Jack Black, Dana.
Mm-hmm.
Always funny, always upbeat, always in a good mood. And he lived up to all that today.
Yes, and we happened to, in this particular case, interview him on the Monday after he hosted this banging episode on SNL. And then his movie Minecraft also was
same weekend,
gigantic smash. So he was in a really good mood. He may be kind of in the legendary category because he's been around long enough, but couldn't be nicer, funny. It was just a easy conversation to have with the great Jack Black.
Yeah, fun comedian. I see him out and about sometimes. Always seems up for chatting and laughing and just cracking up. And he's just out there doing whatever it takes and just always goofy on these press things. And everyone likes to be around him. All the way back from School of Rock. Just we went over a lot of his stuff and then just basically cracked up.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the one and only Jack Black. Do you know how difficult it is to get a jean jacket that really works?
In this day and age?
Yeah.
Very difficult.
Because it'll be too big, too small. So I was at Metaphorical Cigar, New York Magazine photo shoot. And they go, here, try this jean jacket. So I said, well, this looks like a good jean. So I walked off with it and then they found me. And I said, okay, I mean, is it okay if I'll pay you. But then they came back 20 minutes later and said, you can keep it, $95.
Wow. And how much for the glasses, the string that holds your glasses on your head?
These
gotta get me one of those.
These are 175s. I'm supposed to go to 2s.
Oh, yeah.
What are you at for up close vision?
I am prescription, so I don't even know what they're doing. It's like one eye is probably different than the other. Up top is just like normal. Down here's for reading. In the sunlight, it turns into sunglasses. These things are like supercharged.
Where do you go? I need all that. I'm just too lazy.
I go.
That's where the money's going.
I go. Yep. All of my money goes to my optometrist. I go on Larchmont Optometrics.
Nice.
I used to live in near Larchmont.
Great group of ladies over there.
Nice.
It's all ladies at my.
I don't know what
Jack doesn't even know
happened
we've
this last
started.
weekend. I was kind of out of town. I'm not good at research, but I heard there's something. A couple things happen.
I did a little indie film called Minecraft.
How did that do?
According to reports, it's gone bonkers. And the kids are going in there and just like throwing popcorn and just losing their minds.
I know.
It's like
I've heard about this chaos.
It looks kind of like Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like there's a lot of participation. Mm-hmm. These kids they come in already knowing the dialogue because of the memes.
Mm. Oh,
you have to say it that way.
Is that why?
It's the memes.
Why? I was thinking, did you see this coming or?
I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little surprised. I mean, I loved it. I saw it a couple weeks before it came out, and I was like, "Look, I like it, but what the hell do I know? I don't know. Hopefully, people will like it.
Yeah,
I like stuff, and then it comes out, and the reviews are just garbage, and I'm like, what? And actually, the reviews were kind of mixed on this one, but it didn't seem to matter because the kids have spoken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They come to party.
Get them hooked in, and now there's a trick and a fun thing to do.
Yeah,
that's the best.
But then there's also a weird backlash where some of the theaters. This is just news I'm getting from TikTok, so I don't know if this is true either.
I'm just getting bits and pieces.
TikTok, it is true. Come on.
It's gonna be where there's talk of illegalizing the movie because kids are going too bananas throwing popcorn, and if they don't stop throwing popcorn, the movie will be illegal.
Popcorn. There's an S in there, isn't it? Popcorn. Popcorn.
That's what the theater owner said. So
listen,
I think it's good though.
Should it be illegal? This is a question everyone's been asking lately about this movie.
It's controversial.
Is it because the chicken comes in?
The chicken comes in. I don't think that's controversial. Nothing we do in the movie is controversial, but the effect it's having on the youth of the nation is, it's creating concern. It's like we don't want that kind of rowdy behavior. We can't condone that kind of bedlam.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's so hard to get butts in seats nowadays.
Yeah.
Just
give any
hire
reason.
someone else, another popcorn scooper.
I'm going to do a prediction that this thing's going to have a lot of multiple viewings. It's not going to be seen anytime soon on, Amazon.
Right.
You can rent it for $4.95 or buy it for $300.
Oh, wait. Does it go somewhere after this? Because a lot of movies sometimes
They
go
keep
to
it in the theaters, man. That's my.
Is it theaters?
It's theaters only right now. I actually don't know what the plan is. Where it goes after that for the secondary, and it's kind of cool that there's no plan in place. Whatever you call it.
Secondary lingo.
168 million. I'm just curious about this, like Nacho Libre, Napoleon Dynamite, Jared here. So what went right, and how could this movie have gone wrong? And what were the choices it made besides casting you as the lead? That was good, from what I understand. I'm going to see it tomorrow. There's people who really want to see it. They don't even know I'm talking to you right now.
I would say it's more like co-leads. It's me and Jason Momoa. It's a 1-2 punch.
Okay.
We spend the first half of the movie being rivals, and it's a little bit of a competition for alpha dominance, and then over the course
and you are competing with him.
That's where we flip the script, because this time I'm the one
who's seen that dude,
the badass. I'm the one with all the fighting skills, and he's the pretty face who's really actually terrified of this world. But
he looks funny in that.
Did you guys have an enthusiasm off or any during lunch and stuff? Because
enthusiasm off.
I mean,
I like
he
him
is
I saw him at the 50th.
The time I met
he's
him,
a fun dude.
There was a little bit of a competition for who brought the most enthusiasm energy. We did. It was never spoken. We never said, "Hey, may the best enthusiasm win." But he would come in with a lot of noise and energy with his motorcycle.
Noise. Oh, he brings a motorcycle. That's like cheating.
Yes, and you would hear like he has a band, and they would be jamming in his trailer, very loud, right out of the gate. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I got my little boombox Bluetooth speaker, and I'd come in blazing whatever jam I thought was the right one for the day. So we were, we were battling for the hearts and minds of that crew.
Yeah, music too. He shouldn't mess with that. You know what you're doing.
Well, we joined forces. We did a little jamming together. We're kind of simpatico. That's why I wanted to work with him, because I felt like we're gonna be two peas in a pod. He likes the same kind of music I like, and he's got a similar energy, even though he's a foot taller and all muscle, and women come running from the four corners of the earth to
falling from the sky
just to get a whiff of this guy. That's a little different than my clientele, but we still
don't know.
You do fine.
There was some sexual energy. I mean, we can bounce around between the two.
Between you and the chicken jockey.
10 poles of I'm going to call it Jack Black April, or maybe contact my congressman or something. There should be some national creed, because first of all, I have two questions. One is, what happened 20 years ago? Because you came out and it exploded. And I want to go over the show and what it was. It was exceptional. So first of all, what happened 20 years ago? Because I did one that kind of sucked. And I could just say it. In 2010, it just tilted wrong, and it was, I was pushing, and it just wasn't good. So I haven't been asked back. But what happened to you? How is Jack Black not? How do they go 2 decades without you on that show?
You're saying on SNL?
Yeah, 20 years ago he hosted, and then so.
I don't remember you having a bad day on SNL.
Exactly.
But I do remember seeing lots of great performers have a bad night on SNL, because it's just part of it's the nature of the beast, right? It's a high wire act. It shouldn't work. It's like they put it, and it's terrifying, because it's like, wait, we're held together with Scotch tape, and that's kind of the fun, is you get to see a potential belly flop, because it's live. There's no second takes. And you almost watching it, you kind of want to see some mistakes because there's nothing else like
the
it.
funnest part. Oh, you had mistakes.
I had mistakes, and
you had someone yelled from the crowd. That's not a mistake, but that's fun. That's definitely
I liked
fun
your
for
leap
the
off
audience.
the stage in the monologue because I said that guy got vertical, and I was never afraid for you physically. Because I almost killed myself many times in that place. You know,
I have some training. A lot of people don't know this, but I trained judo for a few years in my teens. So the first thing they teach you in judo is how to dive roll. It's like a little mini tiger roll, and it's been part of my on stage, bag of tricks for
and Kung Fu Panda
since.
too.
Well, the little animated. People don't know I was doing the tiger roll in the recording booth. No.
Mm-hmm.
But
I thought you had the little green dots on you, and that was really you, like you're running around.
I had fun with that opening monologue. I did a little rocking, a little diving and rolling. But if I'm honest with you, I was struggling with the cardio because I made the choice to run up those stairs.
Yeah,
that wasn't actually my idea. That was more of a John Higgins idea. You know, Steve Higgins' son works on the show now.
Yeah.
And he's great. He's hilarious. Mm. And he and his partners in Please Don't Destroy, they're like the new guys that make the hilarious music videos and videos every week. They were like shepherding me with my monologue section, and they thought it would be a great idea to run up into the audience and like have a marching band up there and then run down the other side of the stairs. And I got a little winded. So the main thing was just hold my wind together.
Because you had a whole show after that.
Did you have any rest in that? Because did you, like, when you knew you were going back down the stage, you get a little bit of a rest? Because I was thinking about that. And it can happen. But when you said we got a great show, the flag never touched the ground. You weren't like, we got a great show. So I was impressed, and I wanted to ask you about that fitness and some of the leg kicks and the little dancing. I mean, it was wild.
Yeah, I didn't. I could have used a little more training leading up to it. Maybe I should have done the Ozempic or something to drop a few lbs. That would have helped. But I just remember when Chris Farley would do his physical shit, he did stuff way more extreme. He'd be running like a wind sprint down the Letterman thing and lifting up people and throwing people. And he got winded and sweaty, but he never broke a stride. You know what I mean? And I wish I had that kind. I don't know.
I think
Maybe
it's a home run. I mean, by the way, the monologue was like perfection for me.
Okay. Monologue was exactly
I love the intro. Who thought of that? Where you're going, I can't do it. I don't feel it. That just gave me goosebumps when you went around. They did, don't do that to me. And then you did that rhythm that you do, because I can't whatever that little thing
and a
you
good
do.
Song.
And everyone knew it was on when you turned.
That was my turn. That was mine. I wanted to do that turn and the reason I wanted to do it is because that was actually true. I do have a lot of fear, and leading up to it, I was like, I don't know if I can do it. And part of me was wishing, wouldn't it be nice if I could just quit? I'd like to quit and not do it. And then I was like, I'm going to make that part of the monologue. I'm going to make that insecurity part of it. And then the turn, like, no, I will host again.
Because you see some hosts go in there with some wispy monologues. I mean, there's like some minute 30 monologues where they're like, hey, here's a clip from my movie and here's our musical guest. I'm like, I get it.
And then conversely, it was not that long ago that I think Dave Chappelle broke the record for the longest monologue, right?
I think so. Sure. It was 19 minutes or something.
Yeah, 19
12
minutes.
Cigarettes.
That's like a quarter of the show.
Yeah, but, when he's hosting, you're like, oh no, my sketch.
Did Lorne give you a thumbs up during the show or anything? Like during the show in between sketches, or
a little bit. I mean, I was pretty.
Pace yourself, Jack.
Yeah, dude. Lorne said the funniest thing. I don't think he was trying to be funny, but after the rehearsal, when he saw me do the tiger roll and he saw me doing that rockin' number, and he saw me sweating and wheezing, and he said, I just want to tell you a story. This is not a good.
No, that actually is good.
I like it already. Yeah.
In the 70s, this is the beginning. We had Desi Arnaz on the show.
That's all right.
And he was he was getting up there. He was in his 70s, and I wanted him on because I just thought, yes, he's older, but he's an icon. And he had been on, Lucille Ball. And I was like, yeah, oh my God, that must have been a trip. I'd love to see that. And he said that Desi was kind of struggling. He wanted to do his Babalu number. That was like his trademark that he'd been doing, live for decades. And Lorne was a little worried about it. Can he still pull it off? And he was doing it, but he could see that he was starting to sweat and really struggle physically while he was Babalooing, and he wouldn't stop. And then he looked closer on the screen, and he's like, Desi's lips started to turn blue. And he started to worry, like, oh, he's about to die. And he just pulled the plug on it and said, just go to commercial, whatever. And when I was like, wait a second, are you telling me this story because you're worried I'm going to die?
When did he tell you the story?
I think Lorne was a little worried. He was just warning me not to go too hard. Because if I went full hard as a motherfucker, that I could
but you're a kid. You're 55, right? Is that
exactly. It's like, no, it's apples and oranges.
Don't you love the matching numbers? 33, 44, 55, still alive. 56, I'm going to fix. 57, I'm in heaven. 58, don't be late. 59, won't you be mine? 60, oh, 60. I had no rhyme for that one. But
That's why.
55 is a cool age. I could, yeah. So I like that.
I mean, doing Minecraft, doing that is doing a movie grind every day. No one even thinks about it, but I don't know where you're on location or what you're doing, but just to get up every day, memorize your lines, be on the set, take after take, heat, cold, changing.
Working with CGI.
It's a beating, lights. Oh, yeah, working with CGI. Where'd you do it?
We did it all in New Zealand, in Auckland.
Oh.
And that was a great kind of reunion for me with some of those crew members because I had worked in New Zealand on King Kong 20 years earlier. Yeah, that was the last time I hosted SNL, as a matter of fact.
For King
Kong?
Right.
And I did a King Kong song in my monologue that time 20 years ago.
King Kong song.
Oi. Steve Higgins really helped out with that one.
King of Kong.
Was that Naomi Watts?
Yep.
Oh.
That was Naomi Watts.
Oh, yeah.
And
I saw it, of
Adrian
course.
Brody.
Didn't you have to carry a
two-time
film
Oscar
thing
winner.
around?
Two-time Oscar. That guy, you don't see him for a while, and then it's an Oscar.
Yes. And he's great in that era. Apparently, you put him in World War II era, he wins Oscars every time. But I carried around one of those old-timey cameras, and I was the film director. It was really, it was heavy. And Peter Jackson, he's a real stickler for authenticity.
No, I thought you were going to say that. I'm like, no. Give me a cardboard. One time on Tommy Boy, I had a briefcase and everything was too heavy for me. I'm like, guys, I'm just trying to float through this scene. I got a bad neck. And they're like, all right. And then I go, fuck, what do you got in this briefcase? Baby's first bricks. And then I open it up and it's stuffed with files to make it real. I go, listen, no one's looking inside the brief. I'm just carrying it. And they go, okay. So the prop guy brings it back. I go, ooh, it's light. And he goes, yeah, we took the pulp out of the paper. I go, thank you. They were being an asshole to me. I didn't even catch it. I'm like, oh, good job.
Yeah.
But it matters, lugging that every take and you're on a mountainside or something. I don't know.
Yeah. But I had a ball. I had a ball on that one.
What's King Kong been up to? You still talk to him?
Yeah, man. He's directing now.
After the shoot, everyone kind of goes their own way.
So did you go to the party? I mean, you seem pretty well put together. When did you crash?
The after party?
Did you go all night after all? I mean,
no, I did go to the party. You have to go to the party. But you're the host. You're kind of the host of the party.
I know.
Went there and gave hugs to all my peeps and said hi to Lorne. Thanked him for the fun opportunity.
Did you know Minecraft was killing it at that point? Gave you extra juice?
Yes, it was kind of a great thing about being on SNL is is that we had the movie was already doing gangbusters, so it was kind of like
Yeah.
That will relax
fun
a
time to be
host
on there.
if they have this behemoth as they come
Yeah.
in their back pocket. Like, I
Yeah.
sure hope
like,
this
I don't even need this
hosting
show.
goes good, but we're probably going to be we're over 300 million right now. Sorry, but I guess
It's a wind. The wind beneath your wings carried me through. But it doesn't really matter. Look, it doesn't really matter because when you're on SNL, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing as like a victory lap. You're still terrified of shit in the bed. So I was like, I was pretty amped and ready to go. But yeah, there's a fear factor as well. No question about it. When you're standing back there at that back door, when they're counting down the 10 seconds, when
I just did it. It's just terrifying.
Jenna.
It's like,
Jenna,
this is
Jenna,
so
yeah.
weird. And one line goes off or Liz, the director, if there's cuts between dress and air, and I told this, it's just like, really hit me how hard it is to know when to go where. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
When do you
And
come
not have
off,
one
Jack,
fuck
and then
up.
go there? I was just curious which ones blew up for you in your mind, like, fuck, we hit it. Because you want the air show to be, we really hit it. So Love Match is going viral.
Oh,
and
good.
I thought it was inspired writing as well.
Yeah. And Diz Mukes was really funny. He really was mad at me. It felt like I felt like he's really mad at me.
He's great.
It's great. And that one felt great. I gotta say, I was impressed with all the writing. I liked all of them. And even a couple of the ones that got cut, I wished they had made it. There was one that got cut where I was a father who wanted to come visit his sons, the divorced couple, and wanted to come visit his kids. And I had to confess, hey, I've been coming here every day pretending to be the maid, kind of like Mrs. Doubtfire style. It was a really funny idea. And the confession that I was the Doubtfire maid, but I was also from Trinidad. So it was really, oh shit, wait, my sports television just came on. I got to turn that off. You ever do that where you're
Warriors? Okay.
No,
You hold it for an hour and then it kicks back on.
It was First Take. I like to hear the talking heads talk about the sports. The
Lakers.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
Luka.
He's
LeBron.
good.
Yeah. Hey, while I got you, I'm going to turn the tables. I'm going to ask a couple questions.
Please do.
Spade, first of all, I've read all your books, Spade. And when I say I read them, I mean I listened to them.
Yeah.
And which is actually the way you're supposed to take in your books, in my opinion, because your delivery is kind of like half of the magic. And I noticed, that because if you want to buy your book, it costs $5, but if you want to listen to your book, it costs $20. I was like, oh, he knows. He knows.
That's true. I didn't know that.
No, it's not that. That's not the cost spread. I just noticed it costs a little bit more if you want to hear the delivery.
Sure.
And
Gotta
making me
wet
laugh.
the beak.
Making me laugh very hard.
No, I see Jack Black over the years, and he is as advertised. He's fun. He's in a good mood. He's nice, and
the true stories,
always a couple laughs for sure. It's
the true
great.
stories.
And I don't see him enough.
So that's not really a question. I just wanted to tell you I'm a fan of your readings, and I look forward to the. Are you working on another one?
No,
you're done. You're like.
No, I just did a special because the stand-up. It really is kind of podcasting. Sort of jumped instead of audiobooks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I sort of told my life story, and then now when we do this, we just tell our same stories every week. And then to do a stand-up special, same thing. It's like it's all blurring into the same thing. People sometimes, I told Dana I do stand-up, and then these nitpickers are like in my Instagram on Monday going, actually, I saw a part of one of those stories on Ellen a few years ago. I go, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. What do you? I got to scrape together a goddamn hour, and of course, I'm going to dig in anywhere I can. I don't know. I don't have any adventures anymore.
No, I've made peace with the fact that I'm going to be repeating my same life stories over and over again in every interview for the rest of my life. It is what it is. And
I've made peace with it. I know. I don't have my teens anymore.
I used to think, I can't tell the same story because then people will go, oh, I've already heard it, and turn on. 9 times out of 10, they've never heard the story or don't remember the
Thank
story. Who the fuck cares? You just tell your story.
Or they like to hear it again, and you
That's
never
the thing.
tell it the same way.
Nobody
I do my
hears.
acting. I was doing stand up this weekend. Oh, sorry, Jack. Just give me 20 minutes here. I was doing stand up, and and I tell us, and I go, I'm doing all this new stuff because I have to put together more material, and I'm like, give me my old juicy closer that fucking works. Where you know what I mean? You go, why do I have to throw this in the garbage? And then you never get complaints if you do a bit that kills. No one's ever like,
change it.
I loved it, but I think I've heard it. It's like good. When I see
still
comics do,
closing
this
with a
is
bit
my
from
favorite
1983.
Dana, I have a question for you. Dana. Now I'm going to turn the tables again.
Yeah. Turn it over there.
It's your turn to be in the hot seat.
It's like Coney and Moreau on Broadway.
You know how like when you host SNL, you get a little dinner early in the week, like a Tuesday dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
That Lorne hosts, but really you're hosting because you're the host. You're also the kind of the host.
Gotta be there.
You sit next to Lorne and you feel a little pressure to like entertain the table because it's like you're the host. So zingy, zingy, boom, boom. And somehow we got on the topic of your appearance on Bill Maher's Real Time with Bill Maher.
Oh,
and how you just didn't let him get a word in edgewise. And it was the funniest on... I like that show. I watched that show. I'd never seen anyone just take full command like you did. And I was, we were all singing your praises. Did you go on to Bill Maher Real Time with that plan?
No.
Or did that you just showed up and then you just...
if you're on a roll, it's better to not have any questions.
I'm doing this stuff without an audience. And then SNL doing Biden, it was a little, I was part of a team, and it's sort of like I came out and there are 80 people standing up with a lot of noise. Yeah. And so that just triggered me. Like, okay, I'm just going to ride this wave. And then I realized that, Bill, we kind of got to know him. He's a bit of a curmudgeon. So you kind of want to fluff up his hair and give him a hug, kind of like, Bill, because underneath there's a marshmallow there somewhere. Yeah. But just rode the wave, had a lot to get out of my brain, I guess. It's fun when you just let go. You're not really thinking. I was doing a truncated version of what I do on stage right now, but anyway, that makes me happy. Thank you.
Well, do you do any music on your on-stage act now?
Oh yeah. I've never stopped because in the honky tonk bars, clubs I used to play, the audience would start to fade and talk, and they were drunk. Show us your dick. And then there'd be the blender.
Yeah.
So I started bringing an acoustic guitar up and fiddling around with it and playing chords and doing Neil Young and things like that, just because of the noise would get the audience like stop talking. So yeah, I do like to play guitar at the end, and I do different things, like something you would do. I do a thing about a heavy metal guy who's angry at the microphone, so he's walking away from it and really hitting these power chords, and he goes toward it, and then he walks back. So I do stuff like that. I love playing the guitar on stage, but I do it
just so your audience knows.
I don't.
Dana, I've told you, Dana, but you were such a big influence on me early on when I was watching SNL, and I saw you play that song, the broccoli song.
Chopping broccoli, yeah.
Where clearly you were making it. The gag was that you were making it up as you went along.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'd ever laughed that hard, and just seeing like a song kill like that and be so fucking funny. And also the reactions to your song of them just like drinking up every
Sigourney Weaver,
Phil Hartman, Sigourney, yeah.
But it was a big inspiration and a big reason why I started doing comedy music combos. So
I don't know if you get that in people coming up to you now and saying, I saw you do this and I'm doing this, but that always shocked me. I had not watched that sketch until maybe 2 months ago. I never watched anything. And I thought, that was pretty good, because I'm too self-critical. But
too.
It's
You're like, what about it
so
did people
long,
like?
and
It's
so
fun
many
to
people
watch.
yell it out because I guess there's no joke. And your style is kind of rhythmic, and I don't know what you call it too, but abstract and musical, really. I was going to ask you, what do you listen to? What do you...
It's funny. I'm glad you asked that because it's kind of my main thing that I do with my time. The content I like to put into my headphones when I go on my walks to get my steps so I can live longer. I like to listen because I realize I'm not listening to music at all. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to books. I want to listen to music again. So I came up with this plan, chrono marathons. So you take bands that you already love, that you've loved all your life, but you haven't really listened to in a long time. And you go from the very beginning, their first album, chronologically over the course of their whole catalog. And it's a great way to just plug back into music. And it's the like quick one song at a time Spotify or whatever, that Pandora's where it AI picks shit for you. It's like,
bullshit.
It's reading my mind. Nah, you take command and you listen.
Fuck you, AI. Take this.
It's going to sound really dumb, but I did the classics. Okay. I did the boring ones. It's like,
what are they?
I started with, did I start with Pink Floyd? I think it was Pink Floyd right out of the
Animals.
gate.
Has there ever been a better album than Dark Side of the Moon?
Yeah, weirdly. The very next one they did right after that, because "Wish You Were Here," I think it's a better record. It's a fucking great record, but that's their window because before Dark Side of the Moon, there's great moments and like interesting and like you can see, I can see they're starting to get there. They're starting to figure it out. But Dark Side of the Moon, it's just a bomb that goes off where it's like this is the beginning of their real. Incredible window, because then the next album, "Wish You Were Here," and then "The Wall." To me is their window. The ones after that, people say, "No, you got to put Animals in there." I say, "Nah, I think the window's closing."
That's what I said.
It's good. No, there's good stuff, but and it's cool to see all the bands you pick, all of them. They have a window where it's like, they're great, and then the ending stuff. There's some good stuff later, but and it's fascinating to find that juice, because you go, I love Billy Joel. When do you love Billy Joel? Because there's a window. You don't love all of it. There's some hot
Let me ask
cheese
you a Pink
left.
Floyd. I want to ask you a Pink Floyd question just for a second. Are you part of the cadre of people who, if they have to nominate the best solo in rock history, they often, there's a lot of great guitar players, Beck and everybody, but David Gilmour and Comfortably Numb, that guitar solo, tone, choice of note, whatever you want to call it. Every time I hear it, I go, really? That's not human. It's so fun.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, he is definitely in my top 3. I love David Gilmour.
Oh, good call. What Comfortably Numb is on which album?
Comfortably Numb is on the Wall, of course.
Okay, don't act like I'm some dumb shit. Hey,
I felt like it was a test. If I failed it, all of a sudden
it was a test. I'm like, wait, I didn't want to trip him up. But what about Animals,
I
Jack?
almost said the White Album.
It has a soft spot.
White Album. Don't get me going on the White Album. I love it.
Dana, hold on with your Beatles. I know.
I was going to say, no surprise. The best chrono marathon you can do is the Beatles. But don't do that first, because then you don't really want to do any more chrono marathons after the Beatles, because everything sounds like garbage.
Jeez, you're like my new best friend.
It's too good.
I know, and too varied. I mean, I was talking to the guy who just produced, Jimmy Fallon, and the gentleman who just produced Elton John's album. I'm so sorry for
No. His name is Watt.
Yes.
Andrew Watt.
Yes. Super nice
Andrew
guy.
Watt.
Hung out with him at the parties. Brilliant. Really smart. And him and Jimmy Fallon. We love the Beatles. We love them a lot, And I said to both of them, I just said, what do you think of that? They go, Abbey Road. Have you listened to Revolver? And neither of them really were familiar with Revolver.
Yeah. Come on.
I mean, Eleanor Rigby, She's Leaving Home, And Your Bird Can Sing.
Yeah.
Lennon's first song was it Girl or no? One of those Lennon-y songs, Anyway, so I feel the same way. I also Zeppelin will come on sometimes on Sirius XM, and I go, that shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't happen.
Zeppelin is a weird one where their window actually was almost the whole thing. They didn't have any.
That's true. That's true.
The last album, Coda, it was hit or miss. There's still some crushing jams on that one, but for the most part, it's an insane. Like you do wonder, wait, did they worship Satan? Because how did they get so many great records and so many great riffs?
How long was that run, Jack, of Zeppelin? It was like
it's a 9 album run. It's a 9 album run.
Jeez.
And right out of the gate, you got Good Times, Bad Times. One of my favorite songs of all time. And
is that Purple Operator?
Just John Bonham and whoever mic'd his drums, or how they got the value and the connection between the snare and the kick drum. We talked with Bill Burr about this because he's a drummer and a drummer fanatic, but that tone.
Bill Burr, also great on Bill Maher. Bill Burr came out and really went straight at him. That wasn't on his show. That was on
Club
his
Random.
podcast.
Club
Random.
You're coming in with your smart ideas. You think you know all this fucking stuff.
I love it.
You're just an armchair athlete. You don't know fucking dick. All right, Bill? I mean, Bill just.
I love to watch him get roasted. It's great.
Yeah.
But I really want to go see him on Broadway. He's on Broadway right now with Bob Odenkirk, who we all know and have in common as a friend.
Definitely.
Was Bill Burr at the show?
To see Bob Odenkirk.
Bill Burr was at this show. I think they just did their Broadway show, Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
And just walked over to 30 Rock because they were three of them were there because Kieran was there, Bill, and Bob. Mm-hmm. But I want to go see that.
Bob.
I'm gonna find an excuse to fly out there.
Jack, you killed it.
That's Bob Odenkirk. Oh my God, it's so good. It was so funny.
Bob gave me my big break because he put Tenacious D on HBO.
Mr. Show.
With little short films that would play before Mr. Show. And that put us on the map. And so I always thank my lucky stars that
Bob has an eye for talent.
Paths.
What was your movie that kind of boosted you up? Was it High Fidelity?
It was High Fidelity that got me really going. Yeah, that was the one.
In the Game,
and that was because John Cusack liked Tenacious D. I always think it was him that pushed it through because he was, he's the star producer and writer of that jam. And
that was a big hit.
I didn't know he wrote it.
Yeah. Well, he co-wrote it
before School of Rock
with Steve Pink and D.V. DiVincentes. But so that was before School of Rock, and that was a big one because at the premiere for High Fidelity, at the after party, George Clooney came up, and I was with my mom, and he said, "That was fucking incredible." Something like that. I can't remember what he said.
Wow.
And my mom just about shat her pants. It was like, I knew it was like, oh, this is different. This is a different.
Dude, he was at a premiere of mine and he talked to my mom too. I swear to God. And my mom was fucking flipping out.
He knows what to say.
My mom almost pushed me into a wood chipper. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he's got the power.
Oh, yeah. It was nailing it. He was right in the pocket too. Tropic Thunder, of course. The Holiday is one that a lot of people love. The Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
How did you weasel into that one?
Well, it was really out of my comfort zone. It was really
Isn't it like Jude Law and
one of my wife's favorite movies? Yeah. It's in her rotation every year. That loves romantic comedy. Yeah.
Kate Winslet. Dude, I fucked up and said Kate Blanchett when I meant Winslet. That's their fault, though. Their names are too similar.
Yeah, that's not playing fair.
But that was really the best part. Is like, how am I in a scene with Kate Winslet and we're like semi-romantic? How did I get this part? But I was like, I'm gonna roll with it.
She seems cool. She's
cool as hell.
Snooty. She's like
not snooty, but she's definitely there's something in my mind that looks wrong with that picture. It's like, no, all these scenes should be how she's out of my league. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to pretend like this is normal. And that was the acting, was just acting like this isn't ridiculous.
And Cameron Diaz, who's a blast.
I was never in that situation in a movie. Like,
you haven't felt
they always put like a goofy comedian like us with some hottie and everyone's supposed to buy it. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so great. They go, wait, what part am I? And I'm like, the part that the girl that falls in love with me. And they're like, oh, I got to reread it then. I didn't think that would be me. And you got your old Tropic Thunder, hilarious. Just running. I'm just running through these, Jack. You've heard of these.
Tropic Thunder. All I
Tropic
really
Thunder
think
is
about.
infamous at this point. I mean,
Infamous.
There's never been a movie made like it before.
Yeah.
Up
Yes.
there with these best comedies, you know.
It's
Yeah.
danced outside the lines. That's how we say it.
Oh, you were blonde hair in that? That's
I had
right.
some blonde. But
Crazy
Robert Downey
person.
Jr. got an Oscar nomination. You don't hear about that very often in the comedies.
Was it for that?
For supporting
Yeah.
role in in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ben Stiller, he really wanted to shoot that like a beautiful, not like a comedy. He wanted it to look like a gorgeous
Yeah.
Oscar nomination, and he got like the best outdoor cinematographer in the world, whose name escapes
Sure.
me now, but he's a genius.
Of course it does.
Sorry about that. I can't remember any names. Just
What about Casualties of War? It's probably that guy.
yeah,
They have those old movies like that.
Uh-oh.
yeah.
That
Casualties
wasn't a
of War.
setup,
I'm
Dana.
not going to make you do it.
No, I just think that's not a
He does
setup. I
a
was just saying.
Casualties of War
Do
impression.
you? Do you do Sean
No, I
Penn
used-
or Michael J. Fox?
Sean Penn, she's a VC Gukor.
Yeah.
Clarky. Do you remember that movie?
Of
It
course.
was,
I saw it in the
Riley. John Riley was Clark.
John C. Riley.
That was a
The
weird
great.
pick for Michael J. Fox to be in that movie.
Yeah. Well, he was going for that
Oscar?
switcheroo. Well, because he'd been known for comedies, and he wanted to say, "Hey, wait a second, let's just test the waters. Let me dip my toe in these other water." You can't blame him. Sometimes it works. Look at Steve Carell. Look at Steve Carell. If
I
you want
know.
to talk
Look at
about
him.
going from comedy to drama, that blows my mind and you don't know until you try. So why the hell not?
It's fun to try.
The worst that can happen is that you can be horrible and never work again.
Do you get wounded easily? Do you read comments or reviews that you don't? And do you read them at all? And do you get wounded, or you have a good attitude like that's just that guy's opinion, fuck him, or whatever?
Yeah, I read the negative ones. I skip over the good ones. I'll get the gist of it and like, yeah. Okay, good. And I look for those bad ones. I'll read every word. And I will mutter to myself, "Fuck you, you fucking asshole." Who is that?
Yeah, I do too.
Owen Gleiberman or whoever it is. Now, I'm not going to.
Ah, guys from Entertainment Weekly. He hated me too.
Owen Gleiberman, that guy's a famous troll.
I'm gonna commit this name to memory. And if I ever see this reviewer on the street, I'll have some choice words. I've never followed up on any of them, but sure.
Owen Gleiberman is like, his review was a little harsh. He said, "Tommy boy, this worthless piece of shit." I'm like, hey, come on, this is a
He
magazine.
didn't say that.
No, he
Usually
hated
comedies
everything
get
I did.
shit
He would
on
be
pretty
like,
hard.
"Fuck
Here's your
this."
review for Saturday Night Live. I have it right here. Jack
Oh, you have a
Black
review?
is nothing short of a miracle. He just saved
Miracle?
season 50
That's a
of
little
SNL.
much.
Over here, I have Minecraft. Jack Black is exceptional. It's a performance that shouldn't be this good, but it is. He owns every second of the movie. This is a Jack
Jesus.
Black summer.
Oh man. Thank you for cherry picking the good ones, because I know it's a splat on Rotten Tomatoes. You had to go find those
Fucking
fresh ones.
splat.
You found some fresh ones for me. Thank you.
Well, on YouTube,
Dude, I
there's a
haven't
YouTube
combined to get
channel.
100
Here's
yet.
Here's a 10 times Jack Black wasn't funny. It's got 48 million views.
Is that really on YouTube?
I'm sure that's
funny.
real.
No,
great.
That's so
I'll
great.
see it in the corner of my eye. Was Dana Carvey ever funny? And I click off as fast as I can. Is
Fuck.
there any evidence ever? No!
10 movies David Spade ruined with his presence.
That was made up.
Yeah.
It sounded a little too real, though, because they do
No,
that.
that's
That's a
real.
genre.
That's-
Was this
Yeah.
guy?
48 million was a little high.
48 million was stout. But
No,
are you
Kung Fu
writing?
Panda-
How are you emotional? I don't know if you have a therapist or anything, but like this
Yeah.
big whoosh, and I know you've got this big light.
Big
and you're a mature
whoosh.
adult person, and you see where there's highs and lows of a career and this and that. But where are you able to kind of like sit from home? I've done good. Do you have a
Are the
moment
highs
of that
better?
with yourself? Or are you a little numb right now, actually?
I try to look for the one bad thing that's happening and focus on that. That keeps me grounded.
That you had to do this today?
And why would you book this so soon? Couldn't you get a week
I'll tell you
off?
why. I was looking forward to this. I love you guys, and I've been hoping that we could get it together. I feel good. Feels good. Yeah, a hit.
Yeah.
I'm always skeptical though. I'm like, can we just wait for a second before we go calling it a hit? What if it tanks next weekend? Let's see if this baby's got legs. Talk to me in a couple weeks, okay, guys? I'm always.
What if they stop throwing popcorn?
What's the number where you will just go, it's a hit? Like $1 billion
it's a
or
hit
500
already.
million global box office? What's the number where you would go, okay? Because it's probably 350 by the end of this weekend. I predict it'll be.
Here's the thing. I do have a little thing about numbers and math. I do like to think about that. So I go, okay, if it cost 150 to make, and then you figure they probably spent almost that much on promoting it. So there's 300 right there. And then you go, okay, so if you go to a theater and it makes the monies, if it makes 300 million, then is it broken even? No, because you only get half of that. The theaters keep half the money. So then you got to make double that. You got to make 600 million really to break even. And then you go, okay, so 600, so that's break even. So it's not really a hit until it's made more than 600. So you got to make like 700.
Such a gamble.
To think that it's really a hit. 700. And that's a big monster number.
Do you have gross points on the film?
No, I don't. This might not be true, but my manager said, no, they don't do that anymore. Maybe that's not true. Maybe she's just telling me that so that I don't feel jealous of Jason Momoa. I don't know what Jason Momoa's deal is. Maybe he got the gross points.
Okay, this is on entertainmentweekly.com. Jack Black foregoes salary for gross points on what's it called? A Minecraft movie.
Oh man, I wish. Good Lord, could you imagine if I had pulled that gamble? I never bet on myself like that. I'm always like, no, just make sure we get the money up front.
Yeah.
And it's always like, the taxes and the commissions and then the box office. It's like you're just running in water. So you can't ever, can a brother get it done? I mean, it's a first world complaint.
It's hard to get rich.
But everyone hears, it made $1 billion. Can I get a nickel, brother? No, we're not even profit yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
it's a risky game. All right, we'll let Jack go, but let me ask a couple wrap-up questions. Just 30 quick questions.
Great. I'll try to rapid fire. I'm not good at these. I'm a slow guy.
No, these aren't rapid fire.
I've got this one or this one series of questions. It'll be quick.
All right.
No, this is just want to say good job in Jumanji. I thought that was good.
Oh, thank you.
I like Jumanji. Yeah. Jumanji was great. And I watched that and I get why this is a hit.
Yeah.
It wasn't even exactly for me. It's kind of for slightly younger, but I'm like, I get it. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's cool, weird. I like it. Glad they kept doing them.
I'd say when you're not doing
Dana,
drama,
your turn.
you do drama.
When
you're not doing drama, then I think it's a underrated commodity, and it happened on SNL. I haven't seen Minecraft yet, but that you are fun.
Oh, good.
And make people happy. So when I see you out there dancing and singing, I'm just happy and you're fun. And I do think where the world is today, or whatever you want to call that, it's just fun is underrated, fun. Yeah. And when you're having fun, and you were having fun the whole show, I believe, with the Indiana Jones guy and the whip. The first play guy that was great too. That was fantastic.
Calling
and
Heidi
a dry
Helen,
one that I like, Bass Lake, where everyone keeps playing bass. Another one that was great. One-uppers was really funny for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Those camera angles.
I was still a little sweaty from my monologue when we did that, though. I noticed on the close-up. But yeah, it was really fun.
And of course, Making Love really started out and then really killed it with Brandy.
What's the one with the eagle noise?
That was one-upping, because we were one-upping each other with how socially conscious we all were, and it would make the eagle noise. That one was really funny to me. It had like hints of Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? Where it's like the sound and then looking right down the barrel of the camera. That just works. It just works, and it was well written.
Well, to connect it to people's flexing to everyone else or what they're doing is so great, and then have the violence of take that. I mean, it was just I was inspired. I thought the writing was really first rate. I thought it was inspired writing. The Goth Kid Vacation really made me laugh, and you came in there.
Oh yeah, that was a great pre-tape. We filmed that the day before, but that other song, "The Making Love," that was oh shit, I'm getting a phone call. Sarah Squirm. Sorry,
is it Sarah
Go ahead
Squirm?
And take it. We have editing capabilities. Go ahead.
Why didn't I? I should have done the thing where
you turn off your phone.
Yeah, duh.
You call Entertainment Weekly back.
Yeah. Anyways, that Making Love
Sarah
one.
Squirm.
Yeah.
We did it in the rehearsal before the dress rehearsal, and it was a hot mess. I was like, there's zero chance this is going to make it to air. And something happened where they just cut out a few lyrics, a couple stanzas, made it a little easier. And all of a sudden, it was one of my favorites of the whole night. And that song really was like a catchy tune. Yeah. And when Brandy Carlisle comes in at the end and sings her ass off, I was like, holy shit. So it's kind of a funny thing that can happen where from the first rehearsal to the dress rehearsal, something can click and it gets to be 100 times better.
I know. And then it clicks, and then it's on live TV, and you're done with it. That when it works,
and you get Brandy in it too.
But it really came together. You two floating in air, and then Bowen, and then her voice sounded so great. Was it a lavalier mic, or did they put a little bit of echo on it? She was just she has one of the voices of our time. Basically,
she actually does have just an incredible voice. But yeah, they did a good job of micing her, but I think it is just her resonating chamber.
I think the Joker is one of the best, kind of pop rock song of the last decade. And I've played it for people. Sometimes with people you're around, maybe YouTube's on, you go, hey, have you heard this song, heard that song? I've won stereo awards by going, have you heard this? And then they just go, they can't believe it, how brilliant the lyrics are, and her vocal is crazy. So
I think another one that deserves a shout out, because in the first read through that we did on like that first day or the second day, there was this one for the Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then the Flamin' Hot
commercial
Preparation H. I laughed so hard in the read through that I got a little bit injured. Have you ever had that where you laugh too hard and you pull a muscle in your ribs? And it made me like have to hold a different body position for the next two sketches. And I was really glad that made it to air. But when I saw the final version of it, I was like, oh, holy shit, you can see like the side of my butt cheek. This is really kind of way more intense than I had even imagined while we were reading it at the table. But
they added so many graphics. And
well, you've shown throughout your career that you're game for anything, like, I mean, but I did see the side of your ass and I thought, where is this going? How graphic is this going to go?
Yeah.
Show more ass.
They didn't show whole, but they'd get all the side cheek you could ever want. We did the pre-tapes like the day before. Did we do those on Friday? No, I think we did them on Thursday, but it was a lot. I mean,
they fucking beat you up.
It was on Friday, and I remember it because I had to wake up at the fucking crack and do like almost a full day of pre-tapes, because we did two. We did Preparation H and Goth Kid in Jamaica, which was also really funny.
Pre-tape. Did you do that in read-through, or you said read-through, but for pre-tapes, they don't just assign them. You actually read them and say, oh, they're working.
Yeah, but I was down. I like the idea of pre-tapes because even though it's a long day, it lightens the load on the actual show.
Yeah.
And they both crush. They both are great. Did you, your energy, did you ever, like, before the air show, were you in your dressing room kind of going, okay, are you like Fraser on the stool coming out in the 15th round, or are you feeling really good? Because it's like the audience and the live element will bring a lot of energy, but it seemed like your energy was just perfectly up there all the way through the show.
Good.
Must have felt good because you don't know. It's like riding a horse and you go, do I have this? And you got it.
You know what's weird is right before the show, a couple hours before actually, Donna, the lady, the real nice lady who dresses you and does all the quick changes, is running all around. Mm-hmm. She said, is there anything you'd like to eat, honey? And I've got this feeling like that's what it sounds like right before you die when they say, this is your last meal before the electric chair. Anything you want. And I was like, I really have a taste for like an Italian chopped salad, no onions. You got it, babe. We're going to get it for you.
I know. I love when they're calm backstage. But when I was there with Maya and everybody, everybody felt like right after dress, everyone wanted to literally just crawl into a bed. Like there's a moment I said, this is normal. Right now, you're going to want to go to sleep. You're exhausted.
I did take a nap.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, you did after dress?
I didn't take a nap, but I laid down because there's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. And I just like, Donna got me a nice pillow and I just put my head down for a little while.
You fucking baby.
Because the knocking is the tough part. You know, if someone didn't get the memo and you're just about to nod off.
Oh,
Jack, no, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were resting. Oh, it's just we're doing a change on the. I'll come back later.
All right, let's let him go, Danny. He's been a good sport.
Oh man, great to see you guys.
Jack, you're a stud, dude. Thanks for talking.
You're the best.
I love
anytime.
I love the chrono idea. I'm going to do that.
Chrono marathon.
I'm going to do it. I've been doing it with the Beatles. Maybe I'll do Todd.
Have you done it? Have you done it with the Beatles, the chrono marathon?
I just do so much of them, but I haven't done literally from Love Me Do all the way to the end of side 2. No, that would be another way to
skip those early albums a lot because you're like, they were still just kids. They didn't really get their sea legs till Rubber Soul. But you got to go all the way.
Well, let me just say 2 things before we hang up, because this is, the early Beatles, they weren't so good. No, they did the best 2-minute pop song. She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand. They reinvented the genre. It's not like they got better. It's just the group that became that group. Of course, they would do the best 2-minute pop songs in history. The other one was that Penny Lane and Strawberry Fields were recorded before Sgt. Pepper, after Revolver. They were going to be on Sgt. Pepper, but they made them into double A side. So they were just a single, Strawberry Fields and Penny Lane. And then they all the leftovers ended up, along with I Am a Walrus, on Magical Mystery Tour. So Magical Mystery Tour, in some ways, is the greatest album ever made because it has Strawberry Fields, I'm a Walrus, and Penny Lane. Just those 3 and others.
Did you see that 8-hour movie that Peter Jackson made?
Oh yeah.
That's the fucking.
That's your boy.
I had to break it up into 3 pieces though. I watched like the first 3 hours and second, but that
boy,
to see them writing that album, Let It Be, right? It was that's one of those times where you're like, if I could just be a fly on the wall for this one time in history, that would be heaven. He fucking got it. He got the fly on the wall and one of the top 10 things you'd ever want to watch.
4 weeks later, they go to Abbey Road with George Martin, and they're starting to do Abbey Road. And, because you see the antecedents there, he's going, I don't know what to do. Is something in the way, just say like a cauliflower, something so you get the lyric,
What's funny to me is that the whole film, all of that shooting was an afterthought. It was the camera crew and director who was filming some shitty movie that Ringo Starr was shooting that no one ever heard of or saw. But they were like, hey, since we're here, is it okay if we just like film the making of your next album with the Beatles? Oh, ask the boys.
Best thing in the world.
Is it cool if this guy comes in and films? We probably should actually. It's not a bad idea. And then they fucking got this gold.
It sat there.
I love the guy who keeps on going up. guys, you've got to do the final farewell concert in Dubai or wherever the fuck
Right,
it is. The
on an
worst idea.
island. Yeah.
Wherever it was, it's like they're going to end up on the roof of the building you're in, you jackass. But
Yeah.
And 'cause he
Everyone
kept
knows
on
the
pushing it.
answer.
no, you gotta go to. I can't remember where it was.
All right.
I believe it
Well,
was
yeah.
Dubai.
it's
we'll
been
get
a
going.
blast
Cheers, buddy.
hanging out with you, and we'll see you around campus.
Yes.
This has been a presentation of Audacy. Please follow, subscribe, leave a like, a review, all this stuff. Smash that button, whatever it is, wherever you get your podcasts. Fly on the Wall is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss Berman of Audacy, and Heather Santoro. The show's lead producer is Greg Holtzman.